Hello and welcome to today's Room Junkie Show. I'm your host, Anne Toohey, and today we're going to be talking about ways that you can make every day extraordinary. And I'm going to focus on more dash than cash because I want to do this easily and affordably. So bear with me while I turn the lights on Instagram, and then we are all ready to go. Okay, so hello Facebook, hello Instagram, hello YouTube, and how are you all today on this 99th day of January? I don't know about you, but I think that this month has been the longest month in history. January is always long. This one has been particularly long. I realized that this day, 1 month ago, on New Year's Eve, we actually came back from our Christmas holidays, and it seems like a lifetime ago. But you know, the wonderful thing is we're embracing February now. February starts tomorrow. And you know what? I think we're maybe all in a good frame of mind to call it in and call in all the goodness in our lives. So today we're going to be talking about ways that we can make the everyday extraordinary. And there's lots of ways that we can do this. I'm going to concentrate on what I call my more dash than cash philosophy and share lots of ways that you can do this without necessarily spending a ton of money. Now, one thing that I will say, to embrace this attitude of making every day extraordinary, you actually need to do something. And that something is you've got to work on your mindset and you've got to work on your energy. Now, in my Finding Your Fabulous Bootcamp, we do this. And I got the most gorgeous message this morning from Assumpta, one of my ladies there, which set me up for the year. It was such a beautiful message. But you do need to work on your mindset because we're living in uncertain times, and budgets are being reduced, but there's still lots that we can do. You can still have it all, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're halfway through the week. We're starting February tomorrow, and it's a really good time for this topic. So send me a message, tell me where you are in the world, and tell me if you can see me and hear me, because I'm hoping that you can. And I'm going to get rolled to, I'm going to dip in and out of Instagram here as well, because this is something brand new to me to coordinate the two together. So what I would like you to do is to, gosh, I think I'm going to sneeze. Wow, excuse me, that is the first time I've ever done that. And I don't even have a tissue, but it's just me here. Oh boy, can I start again? Okay, you know what, that's just my allergies. I apologize for that. I want to pick one room in your house to do this, because if you can elevate this room, you can do it in every single room in your house. So the room that I want to start with and to concentrate on is your living room, because there's so much that you can do to elevate your living room, to make it more comfortable, to make it more luxurious, to make it, to have it exactly the way that you want it. So what I'm going to say to you here and now is, today is what it's all about. Today is so important. You are so important. You're enough just as you are now. And I want you to remember that. So no keeping anything for good use. I don't want you to cut back on happiness. I don't want you to cut back on comfort. I don't want you to put your life on hold. What I do want you to do is to start creating memories. I want you to start creating a space that really nurtures you, that really supports you, that brings you joy every time you come into it. And I'm talking about your living room. So you might look around and say, but gosh, I need new furniture, or this room needs to be painted, or the carpet is really tatty or shabby, or maybe you love it just as it is. But regardless, this is what I want you to do. And what I would love you to do in an ideal world is to clear out that room completely. But before you do that, one thing I would love you to do, and I would urge you to do, and that is to take a photograph of your space. Take a photograph of your room now, because sometimes we get so used to seeing clutter in a space. We get so used to seeing a chair or a sofa positioned in a certain place. We get so used to the way we do things that we can't open our mind to change. So by taking a photograph and by looking at the photograph, it kind of distances the emotion from it. And it's almost like looking at a room in, say, on a for sale sign, an estate agent's for sale sign, and you'll critique it. And there are things that you will like. But this is all just a really, really good thing that you can do. So what I would love you to do, if you have the energy, and I'm focusing on your energy as well, moving into February, I want you to nurture your mindset, strengthen your mindset, and boost your energy. Your energy is the most valuable commodity that you have. So never let anybody rob your energy. I have a saying that you can only take my happy if I give you the key. So that's for another day, and I will do plenty on mindset and energy. But for today, I want you to concentrate on your living room. And if you have the energy, what I would love you to do is clear out that room over the weekend, if you can. I'm sorry for my allergies. Clear it out completely. Back to bare walls and bare floor. Now, you may say there's not a hope in hell that I'm going to do that. But if you can, it's a brilliant exercise to do. And you'll actually see the potential of your room much, much more. It's a bit like when people are moving house and they get the removal men in and everything is out. And you look around this room and you think, you know what? This is actually a good sized room. I just had far too much stuff in it. So I would love you to see the potential of your space. So empty it out, clear it out, and clean the floor. And then put your sofas back in. And this time, I would love you to think about the positioning of your sofas. Are they in the right spot? Sometimes people have a room that's like long and narrow. And what they will do is they'll have one sofa here, fireplace is probably here, chair here, chair here. If you were to put your sofas, two-seater sofas here, what that does is it actually visually elongates the short span of the room and makes it seem so much bigger. I actually had a lady in Letterkenny who, I think it was during the lockdown lives, and she did this. And friends came to visit after lockdown was over, and she had moved her furniture around. Or maybe she got rid of her 3-2-1, 3 and 2, yeah, 3 and 2 ones, and got two sofas, two-seater sofas. They actually thought she'd extended the room. That's how different the space seemed visually. If your sofas are a bit tatty looking, what you can do is get them reupholstered. And depending on the fabric that you pick, you can do this pretty inexpensively. And if you're thinking of getting your sofas reupholstered, you don't just have to have them looking exactly the same as they were prior to going into the upholsterer. Say you've got a curved back on your sofa and you don't like that because it's actually a little bit dated, you can straighten the backs for you. Maybe you'd love it a little bit more luxurious, and maybe you'd love the arms a bit more luxurious. You can take 1-inch foam and cover the arms and cover the base with that. Maybe there are bun feet visible that you don't like. He can put a skirt, and I shouldn't say she can as well, of course, a skirt at the bottom, so you can completely change the look of it. Go for an aqua clean fabric if you're thinking of upholstering anything. And I usually always buy my fabrics from my upholsterers because they will have a smaller selection than most of the retail shops, but you will get better value in their fabrics, generally speaking. And a good upholsterer is worth his weight in gold. It is a number. If you get a good upholsterer, keep that number in your phone and treasure it, because he's a godsend. She's a godsend. Now, one thing that you can do to upgrade any surroundings, any room, and that is to let more light into your space. That means pulling your curtains, maybe removing your curtains if you're not overlooked, or pulling your curtains as far back from your window as you possibly can. So you're getting the benefit of all that light coming in, because the more light that you can get into your space, the better it is for your mental health. It will actually make you happy, or happier. I feel I'm going to sneeze again. I am so sorry. This has never, ever happened to me before. What have I done? Oh my goodness, I do apologize. I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I don't even have a tissue, but light. I am fanatical about light. I will take as much light as possible into a space. Too much light, actually, too much light and too strong a light, and I'm talking about artificial light, will actually cause distress. But not enough light causes anxiety. So get as much natural light into your room as you can. And then when you're considering your artificial lighting, layer your lighting. And what I mean by that is have your center light by all means. I would advise you probably not to use it too much. Haven't I got a good husband? Thank you, Neil. And now that I have the tissue, I won't sneeze anymore. layer your lighting in the sense that have a tall standard lamp, have lamps on your lamp tables, have wall lights if you want, have candles, have battery operated lights. Battery operated lights have come, oh my goodness, they've come on in leaps and bounds over the years. So you can get really, really good quality battery lights with a good, and you can even buy them online, a good light source, so that if you don't have plugs, you can have your lights in corners of the room. This creates luxury. This is gorgeous. It creates beautiful ambience, and taller lamps are always better than shorter lamps because it's much more elegant, and it's better light anyway to have the lights. And I love lamps, and I will always have lamps. I would have an obsession with lamps in art, because they're really, really, really important. I'm going to check and see if how are we doing on Instagram. So just bear with me. Yes, Jacinta's there, Adele's there, Elaine, Fiona's just coming in, Jeanette is there. I'll be talking about you in a minute, and Julie Lawler. Oh my goodness, lots of people there. That's great. Any questions? Hit them. Hit me with them. But your light is really, really important. So you've got your sofas in situ. Next thing I would encourage you to do is to put your lamp tables in the corners of your spaces. And this will make your room seem more luxurious, because you might have had that space cluttered up with things that you don't need. This is all you need, tall lamps. Now, for Jeanette and Deirdre, my dear friends in Kay's Flower School, flowers, bring flowers, fresh flowers into your home. And if you don't follow Kay's Flower School on Instagram or Facebook, please, please do. These girls are amazing women, and they're so good at what they do. It's an online flower school based in Dublin, and they will teach you. There are loads of free courses and classes that they do, and they also do the floristry courses as well. And many of you have actually done the floristry courses for your own benefit or because you wanted to change career. But definitely check out Jeanette and Deirdre. They don't sell flowers, they just teach you what to do with it. So go to your supermarkets and get loads and loads of flowers. Now we're going to have tulips, and we're going to have daffodils, just buy bunches and bunches of flowers, learn how to put them together. All I know about flowers is that I do love to organize them randomly, not like Jeanette would do. But remember the odd number rule. If you're putting flowers together, 3, 5, 7, and have your flowers, your fresh flowers in your room. That's a little touch of luxury that's not going to cost a fortune. Color is really, really important if you want to make your space, if you want to elevate it into something extraordinary. So your finishing touches, I would ask you to save your money or keep your money for your accessories. So when you're putting the room back together again, hang your curtains again, push them right back from the windows in case they were actually taking light away from the room. You might have had a big piece of furniture where the gable end was blocking light coming in. Move that somewhere else in the room. Always remember too that the most of your light comes in at the top of the window, and that reaches further into the room. So you want to be mindful of that, because you want to get as much light as possible in. I can't tell you enough how important it is to get sunshine and light into your space. One other thing that I would do that will really upgrade the experience in your living room is if you hang a big mirror over your sofa. You may have a lovely garden. And what you're doing now is, if you're hanging that mirror over the sofa, the light from the window opposite is being reflected in the mirror, which has been reflected back into the room. The beautiful view is being reflected back into the room. So there's a lot of happiness, a lot of feel-good things happening by virtue of you just doing that. Maybe you've got a mirror stuck over your fireplace. Try it over your sofa. I guarantee, because it's lower down, it'll bounce much more light into your space, and you'll enjoy it much, much more. Color is a very useful tool if budget is tight. So bring in your color in your cushions, in your rug, in your flowers, in your art, at your windows. I will do a piece on dopamine decor over the next coming weeks, but dopamine decor is where you introduce color that makes you feel alive and vibrant. See that orange in my dress? Fuchsia pinks, some of the aubergine colors, the mustards, lime greens, color that actually give you a good burst of energy and make you feel happy, the happy colors. Like dopamine is a feel-good. Dopamine creates a feel-good emotion in our bodies. Dopamine decor is doing the same. We do it when we dress as well. I tend to wear a lot of color now, and that improves my mood, because these colors, the colors that you love. So have them in your cushions, have them in your rug, have them and have them interspersed throughout the room. Don't just have a splash of color in one part of the room. I would ask you to, Have your cushions at either side of your sofa or on your chair. Maybe you've got a beautiful old chair somewhere. Get that, bring that to your upholsterer. Pick a gorgeous fabric in a beautiful jewel color, a vibrant color that works in with, like say I was planning a room around the colors of my dress, well, then I would definitely take the orange and I'd have an orange chair, maybe at the fireplace with a patterned cushion in it. That's going to just elevate that mood, elevate the energy. It's all about making you feel better without necessarily spending tons and tons and tons of money. Texture is another color. So, well, I would sorry, it's not a color, but you know what I mean? I would consider texture as a color. It adds a different dimension to a room. So they're gorgeous velvet cushions in most of the shops at the moment. Irish brand Scatterbox have tons of them. You'll get cushions in TK Maxx, Easy Living, Home Store and More, The Range, Donnell Mill, you know, all these places, Pennies. You don't have to spend a fortune, but they're gorgeous texture. So texture in your throws as well. Maybe you've got a lovely mohair throw somewhere else, or a velvet throw, or maybe you've got something in a bedroom that you're not really using, or maybe it's in your guest room. Bring it into this room that you're going to be using all the time, because I don't want you keeping stuff just for good or in case somebody will come and stay. I want you to start enjoying it now. I want to encourage you to live in the moment and to realize that you need these feel-good things. And gosh, the sun is getting very bright. I hope you can actually see me. It's very, very bright here. Chris is here. Some great ideas. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Chris. And you have no trouble with your color, Chris. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and about the dopamine dressing as well, because you dressed so many men for years and had sent them out looking amazing with their gorgeous dopamine ties and whatever. Because one thing that I learned during lockdown, my perfume is the Hermes L'Eau de Merveille. I love it. Nothing will boost my mood or my energy more than a good spritz of it. Spritzed it before I came out. I always do. I spray it a couple of times a day and before I go to bed. Never did that prior to lockdown. I had an everyday perfume and my good perfume. Well, I can tell you now, I have the good perfume, and that's all that I have. And that's what I want you to do. If you've got good perfume on your dressing table that you love, will you start using it? If you've got good hand creams that you got as a gift, start using it. Somebody gave you a silk scarf, start using it. If you've got things in another room that would work beautifully in your sitting room, bring it in. And when you're thinking about and organizing this space, do think about getting rid of anything that doesn't belong in that room. I'm doing a decluttering course at the moment called Reset 2024 with 7 amazing ladies. I actually think I might be coming down with something, maybe, I don't know. Sorry. They're doing, I can't believe how much they've actually got done in the last couple of weeks, and will continue to get done. It's just amazing. And their mind, I can just see their mindset freeing up already just because of what they're doing. You can always, shopping your house is a wonderful thing to do. I've talked about this before. I do this all the time. Moving things, moving art from another room, moving cushions, moving a rug, even moving furniture, moving your sofa. It will make the room seem totally different. It will give it a totally different vibe. But what I'm going to encourage you to do, and this is a mindset shift, I'm going to encourage you to start enjoying what you have. So everything that you enjoy, everything that brings you joy, bring it into that space that you're in. Conversely, anything you don't enjoy, look around that room. If there's anything in the room, and I know I say this over and over because it's so important, you get used to seeing things, but you don't realize the effect they might be having on you. So if there's anything in your space that creates negative association in your mind, even though you don't consciously think about it, your subconscious is thinking about it all of the time, and it's bringing you down. So just like the clutter will bring you down, if you have something in your space that reminds you of a time in your life when you weren't very happy, when maybe there was illness in your family, I apologize. I really do. I'm so sorry. If there was illness in your family, maybe it's a gift from somebody you don't like, or a photograph of somebody you don't like, just take it out. I want you to, I'm a great believer in the power, the positive power of having photographs, lots and lots of photographs in your living space. And I would urge you to have them all in the same kind of frames. So I tend to go with the silver frames. You could have gold frames if you want, depending on your decor. But TK Maxx and Dunnes will have loads of them, and they're very, very inexpensive. So I'll have photographs of my boys, photographs of mum, photographs of Neil's dad, photographs of our family, our extended family, photographs of us on holidays, photographs of my sister-in-law who passed away, photographs of people that I love in situations that were happy, holidays, Christmas, fun times. That's what I want. Actually, that word fun, that's what I want you to start bringing into your life. Bring in fun and bring in that little bit of luxury as well. You deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. And if anybody's any questions, please just ask me, and I will meanwhile check to see if there's any questions on Instagram. No, plenty of people there, but no questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. Ah, Danielle, hi. Lots and lots of you there. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just don't be shy. If you've got a question, even afterwards, just ask me anything at all. If it's about interior design, nothing is really off limits. Anything that's important to you in your home, I'll answer for you. I talked about perfume as well, and my nose is going to be running all the way through this live, so I do apologize. Good Lord. Hundreds and hundreds of lives. This is the very first time this has happened. I can tell you. And loratadine would have done me no harm before I came on, but I didn't realize I was being allergic or whatever. Scent is really important too. There's something about your favorite perfume that just makes you feel amazing. And it's the same about having a beautiful scent in your house. Now, I'm not talking about an overpowering scent that will turn your stomach and that's too apparent. I'm talking about an underlying subtle scent that's subliminal, but it's there. And you know it's there. And those of you who have embraced my idea of having the signature scent in your home know exactly what I'm talking about. It is the most pleasing, most grounding, most beautiful thing that you can do. And your kids will get used to it, and family will get used to it, and this becomes the smell of your home. Just like your perfume. Our guys' aftershave becomes the smell of them. And there's comfort in that because our memories are all caught up in scents. Your mum baking an apple tart or some brown bread in the kitchen. My granddad used to smoke a pipe with his minty tobacco, and even though I don't like the smell of cigarettes or anything like that, I have this fond memory of that smell. And he used to wear a tweed jacket, and the smell of the tweed. There are smells that you will transport you right back to childhood and make you feel very happy and very, very content. And that's what I want you to do in your home as well. So I'm not talking about spending tons and tons of money. There's loads of Irish companies as well, like Brook and Scholes, really good value, superb quality candles. They have diffusers as well, so that you can have them. And the wonderful thing about if you have a signature scent and your friends and family get used to this, well, you know what? If they want to buy you a gift or they're coming to your house for dinner, you know exactly what to bring. And that makes life very easy for them. So scent, again, will nurture your senses. It's just so, so, so important. I'm trying to think. Another little thing that will upgrade the luxury in your home. When you have got your cushions, your new cushions, or if you're getting cushions, or if you've got old cushions. Okay, that is an 18 by 18 cushion. There's actually a 20-inch filler in that. And what that does is it just makes it so luxurious. So you might have cushions from Pennies or Dunnes, but if you put a bigger filler into them, it'll look like a Brian Thomas cushion because it's just so luxurious. And so luxury is what I want. I want you to layer up the looks in a classic timeless way. But what I want, it's possible, don't be feeling down. I want you to look around your room, look around your house. Even if you say, I'm not spending any money at all, I guarantee if you look around your room after listening here today, there's going to be ways that, maybe all you'll do is push back your curtains really, really far back, or remove them, or pull your blinds up as high as possible because you don't normally. And the light is coming in. You've got this lovely south-facing space, and the light is flooding in, and you feel good already. Another little tip that I would suggest that you do too, going back to the artificial lighting, have a peek. And if you've got different colored bulbs in your lamps, that's not a good thing. So change them all to, say, a soft, warm white bulb. And this gives a lovely, so the glow everywhere is the same. You might have a tall lamp, you might have a shorter lamp on, or you might have lamps on lamp tables, or you might have wall lights, but when the light is all the same, this gives this glow around the room that's actually very warming and very welcoming and very luxurious. If you go into a 5-star hotel, I guarantee all the bulbs in all of the lamps and all of the lights are the same color. So it's all these little tips to elevate the luxury. I'm very tactile, so I love touch. So for me, things like velvets and chenilles and linens I love to touch. So again, in your accessories, these are the things that I would honestly always keep money for. You don't have to spend a fortune on your accessories, but your soft furnishings and the finishing touches in your room are the things that are going to elevate a room. You know, nothing breaks my heart more to see somebody putting in the most expensive sofa into their space and then they can't afford to do anything else with it. You'd be far better off buying a medium sofa and keeping a little bit back to dress that room, to have the rug, to have the accessories, to have the lamps, to have the pictures, to have your photo frames, to have the gorgeous candles. Are you getting a picture of how you could softly and subtly and easily and pretty inexpensively upgrade the space that you're in? I talked about bedrooms the other day. Is that Monday or Friday? I can't remember what day that was. But so in the same way that I wanted you to create luxury in the master bedroom, now what I want you to do is create an extraordinary experience. Maybe you've got books in a bookcase. Go through them, edit them. Have the ones that bring you joy. Have the ones that you love. Get rid of the rest. On your coffee table, maybe you'd like to curate a little vignette. You know, in pennies or Dunnes, you could pick up a mirrored tray. And on that tray, you could have, maybe you've got a couple of gorgeous hardback books, or maybe you've got a couple of interiors books. Put them down on their side. Have a vase of flowers and have a candle. If you're putting a vignette together or if you're dressing a console table, it's good to stagger your heights so that you might have a tall lamp on your console table. You might have a piece of art in scale on the wall, and maybe you've got a bunch of flowers, or maybe you've got some low photo frames. You know, all these things won't cost money, but you edit them again, just as the rule is the same. If you're putting photo frames or things on your console table, odd rule, 1, 3, 5. Always have an odd number. My color palette for the house, my former B&B, is red and cream in the bedrooms and lounges. Okay, she applied a lot of money into quality furniture, curtains, etc., etc. I can't read this, Yvonne. I'm sorry. It's so bright. It's so hard to see. Help me, Anne. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you individually with that because I can't actually. It's a very long message and I can't actually see it because it's so bright. So anybody got any quick questions to ask? And I'll go back again. I'll have a peek in Instagram. See, I'm getting braver now with Instagram, and I can see that people are coming. Oh, this is great. This is just fantastic. Okay, I feel I'm rambling. I can tell you that runny nose and the allergy has thrown me a little bit, but only a little bit. But listen, if you've got a question, all you can, you know, what I want you to do is ask, and I will answer. It's as simple as that. But don't be afraid. Take a chance. Don't be afraid to pick up a paintbrush and paint your room. Any of us can do that. Oftentimes I choose not to, but have I done it? Absolutely. And if I had to do it today or tomorrow, would I do it? Absolutely. Get good quality brushes, go with the Irish paints, Fleetwood, Colour Trend, and you can't go wrong. You know, maybe you can sew. Maybe you could. I remember when we bought our old house in Dublin, Mum gave me an old sewing machine that she had at home, and I used it and made Roman blinds, and I adjusted curtains, and I hadn't sewn since I was at boarding school in Ballyshannon doing home economics. So upcycle what you've got. Maybe you've got furniture. When you're looking at the furniture going back into your room, maybe you've got furniture in your space. You think, God, you know, it's a mishmash of different coloured timbers, and I don't like it, but I can't really think about changing these lamp tables. Well, you know something? What you could do worse than paint, depending on what your color scheme is in your space, paint your lamp tables and your small piece of furniture in a soft grey or in a greyish or in a cream or even in a white, depending what the space is, and it will look completely and utterly different. And because they're all the same, that's going to give a cohesiveness to the space, which is actually a very pleasing thing to do, and it's going to make it seem more luxurious than having all these different materials that are kind of jarring with each other. So develop your eye, learn how to develop your eye. This is just so, so, so important. And for any of you who have in the past, actually, over the last couple of days, there's a course that I bought 2 years ago, I think, and it cost me a lot. It was thousands to do in sterling thousands. It was a lot of money. It was all about online courses. I kind of, I did do it and I enjoyed it, but I didn't get the full benefit out of it because I didn't do all of it. So I started doing it again. And you know what? I'm really enjoying it and it's firing my mind. So any of you who have in the past invested in my Sharing Secrets online masterclass, will you please dig it out and go back to module 1? Because particularly if you're thinking of upgrading this living room now, starting at module 1 is going to be the best gift you can give yourself, because it's going to teach you and reacquaint yourself with what your style is. And then there's going to be a logical sort of a process that you can follow to finish off that room. Some of you have bought it over the last week or so. So it is available. I have it on sale now, and it's a massive bargain. Told you the other day, 2 people got in touch with me saying, is this a scam? Because it just couldn't be that price. Well, it is that price. It used to be €297. Many of you have bought it at that, and it was the best value ever at that kind of money. But I've reduced it to €49 because I can, and because I don't want cost to be an issue in stopping you from making the decisions in an informed way. There's so many of you who are here because you love interior design. And if you're on my mailing list, I sent out an email yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? Gosh, the days are merging into one another. You know, because there were all these things that I thought, is this you, you know? And is this for your stock? And this, I can't even remember, but I spent a lot of time figuring that out. And so many of you came back to me and said, you're describing me perfectly, but all you need is a bit of guidance. You have the interest, but you need more than that. You actually need the information, you need the knowledge, you need to learn how to do it. And that's my mission now. I'm absolutely, you know, I've come right back to basics. This is what I love to do. And you know that. And the messages that are coming in from you are just so heartwarming and lovely. And I've definitely, you know, if I had any doubts about starting up the lives again, and if I was worried about the commitment, time commitment from me, well, you know what? Feedback has been amazing and I want to teach you. But if you want to take that information, that knowledge to a different level and to have it forever, I would advise you to have a peek at Sharing the Secrets of Masterclass. You know, it is, Chris actually said she got it the other day and she's enjoying it. And she made the equation. She was in the fashion business, and what I'd been teaching about color coordination was exactly what she would have been doing when she was in that industry. So that not only is this going to help you with the colors in your home and coordinating your home, it will actually help you coordinating your dress as well, because you'll grasp color, you'll get color, you'll understand finally maybe how to put it together successfully. So it's an exciting time for us, and we're getting into February. We're coming up to spring. This is the perfect time. Mentally, it's a great time, and you know, weather-wise and everything, it's a wonderful time. It's just a lovely time of year. I love spring. It's such a cleansing, beautiful time. And now January is over. Almost one more day to go. Not that I'm wishing my life away, but I'm looking forward to February and new beginnings. So if anybody wants to do Sharing the Secrets with us, and one thing I'm going to do, for those of you who join up soon within the next week or so, I am actually going to do a designated standalone workshop with a live Q&A for everybody who has just joined, because I think it would be a fantastic way for me to guide you as to how to use the course best and how to keep using it in your home. Kavina calls it the gift that keeps on giving, because she's used it now in her brand new extension. Some of you have used it for a couple of houses because you've moved. Some of you have used it to sell houses. So I want to do this workshop and then answer your particular questions, and the workshop will be dedicated to helping you get started and getting the very best out of this. You know, it is available for a very modest sum. It won't be forever. Now, that I can promise you. It won't be available forever, but for the time being, it is. So I would urge you. I'll put the link here. It's called Sharing the Secrets, because I am literally sharing my design secrets, which I have developed over the last how many years? Decades. And that's what I want to share with you. And it's fun. I want to take, you know, I want you to just to bring the fun back into your life. I want you to enjoy it. But more than that, I want you to get a good professional result that is timeless and will last the pace, and will bring lots of joy and contentment and peace and calm and tranquility to you and your family. So on that note, I'm going to go. I've gone a little bit over the half an hour. Apologies for that, along with the sneezing. Any questions, pop them here. If you want to know anything about the Sharing the Secrets Masterclass, just put secrets here and I will I'll get back to you with all the information on that, but I will remember to pop a link, and I'm going to put another link actually as a pinned post here so that you can see it as well, because people are having trouble finding it, and that's not good. So listen, go have a gorgeous rest of the day, rest of January. Curious to see those of you who are doing dry January, as I am. Are you going to break out tomorrow? I'm half thinking of doing dry February, but ask me tomorrow. I could change my tune, or maybe come the weekend. I don't know. But I have to say, I found it an enjoyable experience. That and the 100 days of walking has been fantastic. So listen, pop your questions here. Sandra, nice to see you too, Sandra. Do you know what's beautiful? It's lovely to see the familiar faces and names coming back, because it's almost like we have this family here, and it's a gorgeous community, and it brings me so much happiness and joy to see familiar faces coming back, because we were all here every day during lockdown keeping ourselves company, and that was just a precious gift. So I'll be back on Friday with paneling. We'll be talking all about paneling. So if there's anything you ever wanted to know about paneling, Nuala Milani asked me to do this. So, and lots of you are interested anyway, and paneling is a very useful thing to do, and there's loads of ways that you can do it in contemporary homes and in older homes. So that's what we'll be talking about on Friday. So for today, I want you to think about how you can elevate what you've got, how you can bring a little bit of the extraordinary into the everyday life, because you can. I believe you can have it all on any budget. You just need to know how to do it. So stay safe, stay fabulous, and I shall see you all on Friday. But first, I have to end Instagram. And I'll do that now, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys on Facebook. Okay. Oh, Fiona's saying 2 sofas facing each other. Do you recommend a table in the center or large footstool? Yes, I do. Either or, Fiona. I've forgotten how beautiful your house is. I actually saw your photographs yesterday. But 2 sofas, yeah, it's always lovely to have something in the middle, be it an ottoman, which is handy for extra guests, or it's also handy for storage as well if you have a hinged lid on it. And if you've got kids, make sure that you put the soft close hinges that won't grab their fingers, or a table is fine, or a chest or something like that. But actually 2 sofas opposite each other or 2 sofas at right angle are always my most favored way of it's the most sociable grouping for sofas. So do bear that in mind if you're looking. Okay, so listen, lovely to see you all. There's goodbye Instagram, and now I'm going to say goodbye to everybody on Facebook. I'll see you on Friday.